Today's workout is a 10-minute first trimester Pilates workout. We'll work on strengthening and toning the muscles of the body while keeping it safe for the first trimester of pregnancy. All you need is a mat. Let's get started. Hey mamas, welcome to today's workout. We've got a 10-minute prenatal Pilates workout for the first trimester. So we're going to be working full body, doing some gentle toning movements to fire up your core, your glutes, your shoulders, and we're going to have some fun. So let's go ahead and begin with a scorpion kickback. So hands are going to come under shoulders and knees are going to come under hips. We're going to drive the front foot up and to the top of the sky. So drive that knee off the ground, push through the heel, and you want to flex your foot, squeeze your glute. Once you get to about hip height, that's where you push the heel up. So you're driving it upward. It's tempting to kind of kick back here. That would be the more natural movement. But what I want you to try to do is keep that calf curled in toward the hamstring. So instead of kicking here, we're kicking up. Don't get too high though. We want to stay about hip level, just a little bit above, because going too high is going to exacerbate any low back tension you might have. And you can also go a little bit lower. You don't have to quite go hip height if you can't get there. Rest. Let's take a little bit of a recovery, shifting the hips back, and then we're going to come back to that same position. This time we're going to keep that leg up and pulse. So leg's going to come up, foot's going to be flexed, and we're going to pulse just 1 inch up and down. And we want to make sure we have that core braced here, pushing through the hands evenly, keeping the chest square. So we don't want to open up into that front hip here. We want to keep everything facing the ground here. Keep that calf curl toward the hamstring. I know you're going to want to take it out. It's going to burn a little more here, but it will just give you that little bit of extra something to really get those hamstrings. This is such a good movement for our deep core, pelvic floor, hamstrings, glutes, lower back. Covers a lot of bases. Almost there. Oh, that's a long interval. Okay, we're going to move on to a side forearm plank. So what we're going to do, this hip is going to go on the bottom. So elbow under shoulder, 90 degrees. Bottom leg down, top leg extends. We're going to lift the hips and pulse. Just about 1 inch up and down. So we're lifting from this bottom hip here. So we're really tight and controlled here. Hip square to the front and just pushing that hip up 1 inch or 2, reaching to the ceiling. Now, you can also do it here from the bottom up. If you want to take out the pulse and just do a hip lift, or if you want to make it more intense, you stack the feet here. Really feeling that burn now. 10 seconds left. Woo. All right, so we've got one side done. So we stayed on the same side. Now we're going to switch to the other side. So come back to that scorpion kickback position. Brace that core, hands firmly planted, and then we're going to kick up to the sky. Try to keep that long straight back here, looking just past the fingertips. So try not to tuck your chin or look up, crane your neck here. We want to keep that spine nice and neutral. Just a couple more here. Rest. Okay, now we're going to move back into that scorpion pulse. Whew, we know this is going to be a tough one. Stay in as long as you can. It's not a failure if you can't make it through the whole interval. These are tough exercises, so just do what you can. If you make it through the whole interval, great, but if you have to take 3 or 4 breaks or just even go for 15 or 30 seconds, that is still doing your body a lot of good. And especially in the first trimester, it's all about doing what you can. A little bit of movement is better than nothing. And sometimes that's all you can muster, is just a little bit of movement. If you're feeling bloated or nauseous, whatever, just do what you can do and just know that it won't last forever. Just a couple more here. Keep that heel up, foot flexed. Whew, man. All right, now we're gonna keep this opposite hip on the ground, on the bottom. Arm is 90 degrees, hip is in line with the elbow. We're gonna start with the bottom leg down and the top leg up. Little pulse. Side planks are one of my go-tos during pregnancy and postpartum because it doesn't strain the linea alba, the midline of the core. So they're perfect to do throughout pregnancy and postpartum to help stay strong through your core, but they're not going to exacerbate any core dysfunction or diastasis recti or anything like that, as long as you're doing them properly, keeping that belly button in toward the spine, keeping everything square to the front. If you want to take it to the next level, take the hips up. Ooh, this is feeling challenging today. Some days are just harder than others, you know? All right, we're coming down to a tricep press with a kickback. So what we're gonna do here is walk the knees back. Take the hands out in front of the shoulders and then take the knees a little bit wider than hip distance apart. What we're gonna do is take this front leg. As we extend or as we bend the elbows toward the ground, we're extending that leg up and back. So let's do that again. Exhale, brace your core. As you bend the elbows, put the elbows on the ground, you're taking the leg back. Take a breath. Squeeze that glute as you extend the leg back. Now, if that's too intense, you can absolutely take out the tricep press. You can just do the leg extension or just do the tricep press. You don't have to do both if it's too confusing to do it all together, but so we're engaging the core, the glutes, the triceps, the shoulders. Make sure you keep those elbows in here. And again, hands firmly planted. Rest. All right, we're gonna come to a pointer pulse. So what we're gonna do is keep the hands both on the ground. We're gonna extend the front leg, so that same leg we just did for the little kickback with the tricep press. Extend it and pulse. So just a tiny little pulse. So you can start here, and if you want to, you can take that opposite arm up and also give yourself a little bit more of a balance challenge, stability challenge. I call this one a bird dog pulse, or you can stay with the pointer, just focusing on that leg and glute. So whatever works for you today. The less points of contact you have, the more that core is going to work. But of course, do what you can do well, because it's all about technique. If you can't do something with good technique, we really want to try to correct or modify so we can be successful. Good work. Okay, we're going to move to that tricep press with a kickback on the other side. So now you're going to shift your weight back, walk the knees back because you want those hands in front of the shoulders. Knees a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And then we're going to, of course, take that opposite leg back and then push up. Keeping those elbows in. Using your breath, using your core. Squeezing that glute at the back. Now the goal is not to kick your leg as high as you possibly can. I'm going about 45 degrees. You can even go a little lower. You could go a little bit higher, but we don't want to totally just forcefully kick it back because that might be a little intense for the low back here. 10 seconds left. If you're keeping those hands planted, pushing through the heels of those hands and elbows in, you're really going to feel those triceps. Rest. Okay, we're going to move back to that pointer pulse. So you're going to walk the knees forward or hands back. We're going to lift the back leg now. Option to add in that front arm as well. So focus first on that stability, keeping the hips, shoulders square to the floor. pushing the hands just evenly into the ground, squeezing the glute. All right, are you ready to add the arm? Whoa, almost fell over on that one, and that's okay. You might fall over on a couple of them. Hey, if you're working out in your first trimester, you're amazing. It's hard. It's hard for me to get out of bed. And I love working out, but sometimes during first trimester, everything just goes out the window. Even the things you loved, like food, working out, you might hate it, and I do. But I do what I can, even if it's just a little bit of movement every day. Doing things like this are really gonna strengthen and energize your body for the rest of the day and hopefully kick that morning sickness, that discomfort out the door. We'll be through it soon. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what other workouts you'd like to see as I feature them throughout my pregnancy. I'm going to be taking you along with me throughout the different trimesters and then postpartum as well. So let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I'll see you back here for our next workout together.